So, consistency is not your strongest skill? I know. In the ADHD world, if you don't have a well thought out plan, either the most urgent things get done or the ones that bring the most rewarding feelings. But where does this leave your health and fitness goals, especially with all the other incomplete tasks that are hanging over your head? Well, they just keep getting put off. When you have what some experts call a reward deficiency syndrome, seemingly not so pleasant tasks that also don't bring the immediate results, like going to the gym or cooking healthy meals, are just not very likely to get prioritized. Hi there, I'm Maria Agbaba, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to stick with a healthy diet and exercise routine ADHD way. Most failures result from a failure to envision the plan. You know how it is. We make plans that look more like vague wishes. For example, I need to stop eating so much junk food, or I'm going to the gym next week. But do you know why you actually want to do it? Like, what's your final destination? What are you trying to achieve? Most likely it's to lose weight or get in shape. But what do you actually mean by that? Like, how much weight, and why is that important for you? You need to know the answers to these questions to have a clear picture of what you're trying to achieve and why is it worth the troubles. Then you've got to figure out the steps you need to make to get there, when you're going to do it, and when. So there are 4 whys. What, when, where, and why. Who you already know. Nobody else can achieve the body of your dreams instead of you, unfortunately. If any of you already tried to make a plan before start following specific diet or exercise routine, leave the comment below with a yes. And if no, and your attempts to get in shape are usually spontaneous, then leave the comment below with no. Okay, so you need to set a goal that you can realistically achieve in 3 months or less, because we usually don't do very well with long-term processes. You might think now, but I really don't know where to start. Diet and exercise seem so complicated. There are too many conflicting opinions. This makes me so confused and overwhelmed. If that's the case, let me tell you, getting fit is actually not that hard. Don't start by getting into all these trendy tactics like intermittent fasting, CrossFit, keto diet, high-intensity interval training, and so forth. For a fit, healthy, and strong body, start with basics. First, it's diet. Eating mostly whole and real foods and minimizing processed pre-packaged products. In particular, someone with ADHD needs to be very careful with all the artificial ingredients. Not only because they make ADHD symptoms worse, but they also are known to be highly addictive. Number 2, movement. Making at least 8 to 10,000 steps every single day. It's actually interesting. People in my home country, Russia, and in Europe, pretty active in general. They used to netting 8 to 10,000 steps a day with no problems at all. But here in the US, especially in the small cities, everyone's driving cars, and even if you want to walk, you need to drive somewhere in order to be able to move your body. And that's very sad, because the more time you spend sedentary, the less desire you actually have to move around. Continuing with movement. Exercising at least 2 to 3 times a week not only helps you to burn extra calories, increase metabolism and strength, but it also shows to improve cognition and sleep. When choosing the type of workout, pick something that excites and motivates you. This can be even classes, as long as there is an experienced instructor and he shows you how to do the movements and how not to hurt yourself. Number 3, toxicity. Of course, you want to avoid smoking and reduce the consumption of alcohol. Lowering the toxic load on the body, including the chemicals that we put in our skin and ingest, so it's not only pollution, it improves our brain function and keeps our happy hormones and neurochemicals in balance. Number 4, sleep. Getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every day is a must. Without a good night's sleep, your body will not even try to gain muscles or lose body fat because it's always in that survival mode and you just don't let it recover properly. When you're constantly sleep deprived, your appearance is just not the priority for your body. Plus, of course, not getting enough sleep makes your ADHD take over. It's like a vicious cycle. And the last but not least, stress. Managing stress levels is crucial for both brain and overall health. So doing what you love, it's not just a cheesy phrase, it's a requirement. So these are the 5 basics for a healthy body and mind. And the good news is you don't have to be perfect in all of them right away. Actually, you don't even have to be perfect in neither one of them in order to achieve your fitness goals. For the next 2 to 3 months, choose the area that you would like to work the most or you feel like needs the most improvement. For example, it's your diet. Then come up with 3 smaller goals like, I will replace 1 meal a day with less processed one. I'll drink a glass of water every time when I feel like to snack on something. Or I will only have 1 portion of dessert after I finish my healthy dinner. No sweets during the day. These kind of goals seem reasonable and easily achievable, and nothing motivates more like the feeling that, you know what, I can actually do it. And nothing hits that dopamine button like success. Okay, next, how do you actually make yourself stick to these changes? You set your environment for success. Let's say your goal is to make 10,000 steps a day. How are you actually going to do that? You might decide that you want to go for a 15-minute walk every single morning, first thing after you wake up. So you will add about 2,000 steps to your daily step count. You can also take stairs instead of elevator, and you will stand up from the seated position at least for 5 minutes every hour in order to move around. Make sure to do all the necessary preparations ahead of time. For your morning walk, check the weather, prepare a bottle of water and your clothes the night before. Make it fun and enjoyable. Turn on your favorite music, a podcast, or an audiobook. Develop specific cues to act and set reminders. Like you can set alarms 40 minutes before your family wakes up. When it rings, you get up, brush your teeth, get a cup of coffee, get dressed, and go. Set a reminder on the phone that you need to leave about 15 minutes after awakening. Having a smartwatch can help a lot. It vibrates every hour to remind you that it's time to get moving. Remove as many barriers as you can. For example, you can decide that cleaning your cat's litter or putting the dishes from the night before away can be done while you brewing your morning coffee. If it rains, you can do a short like 10 to 15 minute cardio workout at home. You can find plenty of them on YouTube, but ahead of time. Set boundaries. For example, you can decide that your absolute minimum to stick to a plan is 3 days per week, maximum 5. This way you wouldn't get discouraged if you couldn't hit your goal every single day. The next one is big. Prepare the responses for temptations. The voice in your head might tell you, it's too hard. Maybe I'll just start tomorrow. And the response might be something like, the hardest part is just getting out the door. After 15 minutes, I'll be so proud of myself that I was able to stick to the plan. Plus, every time when I do what I've planned, I strengthen my resistance muscle and make it more likely that the next time I will do the right thing again. Learn from your mistakes. Mistakes happen, especially when it comes to things like time management. Okay, so today I could only walk for 10 minutes instead of 15 because it took me longer to get out of the bed. The next time I should just get out of the bed as soon as alarm sounds because I know that it never takes me less than 15 minutes to get ready. Identify and alleviate triggering feelings. You know that you are more likely to put off the plan when tired. In the morning, you can solve this problem by drinking a cup of coffee, but in general, you just should know that you need to make your sleep a priority so that you wake up nice and rested. Let go of perfectionism and accept good enough. Remember, 10 minutes is always better than 0 minutes. Keep track of progress toward your goal. I love to mark the days on the calendar when I've completed the habit. You can also track the things like steps or sleep by using the app on the phone. And finally, acknowledge and celebrate your wins. We pay too much attention on we can't or couldn't do and completely dismiss our successes. This type of negative thinking actually sabotages your goals because it strengthens the giving up muscle. So really focus on how awesome it feels like to stick to the plan. Reward yourself, preferably with something other than junk food. A hot bath, massage, a movie night with your friends, or just a good conversation with your loved ones. Anything that makes you feel happy and motivated. Your brain needs to develop a strong connection between this new good habit and the rewarding feeling so that you would want to do it again in the future. And on the final note, a few daily tips to keep your motivation up. You gotta make sure to get that dopamine hit. And you can do it by having a strong personal interest in the task. Remind yourself, why is it important for you to do it? A great trick is to write a small why list with all the reasons why you are doing it. You can look at it during the vulnerable times when your mind starts rationalizing. Next, novelty. Without the routine, we are just all over the place. But with the routine, we often tend to get bored and just can't keep up for a long time. So you need to create novelty within the routine. It can be new exercises, different music, new place where you work out, or new equipment. To most of my neurotypical clients, I say that it's not always helpful to switch your workout routines very often because you just don't give your body the chance to get used to and adapt and get better at any of these. But when your goal is to develop a habit of working out regularly, I think it's more important to keep that excitement up. What else increases dopamine? Challenge. Imagine that following what you've planned for 2 to 3 weeks is like a game. Prove yourself that you can do it. All right, so there you have it. 5 basics of healthy and strong body and 11 principles of sticking to a plan. You can download my free PDF file called ADHD Guide to Weight Loss, where you will find some visual information I've shared today and much more. Thank you so much, guys, for staying till the end. Make sure to hit that like button if you find this information interesting and useful. In the next video, I'll go over the mindset tips that will help you stay on track and get your results. If you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so when I publish new content on this subject, you'll get notified. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, this is ADD and Fit.